6. We've got smoke. 5, 4. We've got ignition. 3, 2. Was on 1. We've got RIP takeoff. And we are in the building. Mouthpiece included. We've got R to the I to the P. Take off.
Mouthpiece included.
Big ups. Bear down, bear down, bear down. Shot town, shot town, shot town. Bear down.
Better guard your grill.
Today's edition on Mouthpiece Included is about black bowling out there. This is a short history. This is a short history. Please take this time. Mouthpiece Included will be starting in less than about 3 minutes. So if you guys can please, ladies and gentlemen, take this time to share this link. We're bringing you quality, uncut shit. I don't know if we can say shit on YouTube, but that's what we're bringing you. So big ups to our production team as we get everything going for you. Got some great topics today. We'll, break that down for you. Next week, though, we're going to be covering our lovable Chicago Bears, the monsters of the Midway. Now, if you're not familiar with that, we're going to be breaking down next week before the game, Packers week. Oh, wait a minute. We can't do it next week. But what is this thing doing? We can't do it next. What is this? Never mind. We can't do it next week only because we're changing up the schedule, but we would definitely let everyone know. But that's the show. We're going to do it next. The rivalry, the FGB, bear down, shot town, rivalry. That's what we're going to be on next week. Lots of historical data. If you're a millennial out there, then you're probably thinking that the Packers have won every game in this rivalry. But that's just really, for lack of a better term, because you're ignorant and stupid. Okay? You're ignorant and stupid.
Copyright disclaimer under Section 107 of the Copyright Act 1976.
Yes.
Allowance is made for fair use for purposes such as criticism, comment, news reporting, scholarship, and research. Fair use is a use permitted by copyright statute that might otherwise be infringing. Nonprofit, educational, or personal use tips the balance in favor of fair use.
I was very, very angry because I was learning about the history of what happened to us, and that's what Roots did to me. It brought a lot of those feelings out of me, and I became very disturbed by it. And I became very angry. I started to retaliate in school. And it took my mother to come to me and tell me, it's a history, it's something that you should never forget, but you can rise above it and make an impact and make a change and make people aware of the pain that we've endured. But at first I was very disturbed by it, and I retaliated in some ways, violently. We used to go to other pools, and he would take me. And as soon as I get in the pool, they would get out of the pool. You don't forget your heritage, but you move forward in trying to make a better life for everyone. And that
Tell them, Mike.
You always want to be viewed as a person. Reach back and pull someone with you.
This offseason specifically, what did you work on to try to fix those things you want to get better?
I worked on a lot of things, the stuff that I need to work on. So, yeah.
You watched the quarterback show on Netflix?
I did.
What'd you think of it? And then obviously you were part of that a show like that when you were in high school. If they were to come to you and ask you to do it as a pro, would you be open to it?
Yeah, I watched it. It was kind of cool, seeing everybody's different backgrounds and kind of see how they prepared. So, just
DJ, in the summer, or I guess in the off-season portion, do you do any specific speed training or anything, outside of just working with the quarterback?
No, I'm lazy and stupid.
I'm just relaxing, being a dad. When he called, I come. Whenever Justin called, I went. And other than that, I was with my kids and my fiance. How do I like to relax? Just watching movies and eating popcorn, being a regular person. You know,
I like to relax,
ain't really
like
nothing
the
to it,
quarterback for
outside of football with me.
It looks like white people attacking a black man. I thought that, I felt that was the case, what everybody's thinking. But, you know, I don't know the hearts of those men. I have no idea what's in their heart.
But you certainly weren't going out there to help them, were you?
He's the agitator. But, you know, we make fun of that on this show. We don't know what's in these people's hearts. They don't know what's in each other's heart. You know, that was a big catchphrase, late 90s. Did you see the sister's face when he said it, too?
But, you know, I don't know the hearts of those men. I have no idea what's in their hearts.
Come on, Cooter. She's like, come on, Cooter. It was just good old Southern Hatfields versus the McCoys. The coloreds against the whites of the town. Shipboat Captain Cooter is Booger of the Week. You on the PA, and everybody else on the boat like, man, they're down there kicking skeeters.
Who are the guys that are the best in the world and make the rest of the team
look like a gaggle of girls?
Okay, I'm in my local Ralph's, and this happened.
I don't go to church, and I know God understands.
Man, where do they keep the honey around here? Excuse me, you know where the honey is?
Who are the guys that are the best in the world and make the rest of the team look like
Oh,
a gaggle of
cheese
girls?
Al. Who wants cheese head?
I don't go to church, and I know God understands. I can stay on my couch because God is a fan of the Bears.
Yes.
Who are the guys that are the best in the world and make the rest of the team look like a gaggle of girls? The Bears. I don't go to church, and I know God understands. I can stay on my couch because God is a fan of the Bears. Who are the guys that are the best in the world and make the rest of the team look like a...
Bring a towel. When you get out of the water, you need to dry off right away to avoid catching a cold. That's why Tally says, don't forget to bring a towel. Okay. Thanks, Tally. You want to get high? No.
All right, let's jump back into building. Do you want to get high? Because we're bringing quality, uncut politics right here on Mouthpiece Included. As always, this forum or this venue is an open panel. So anyone with a mouthpiece can pull up. If you do pull up, as always, we encourage you, do not forget to bring your mouthpiece out there, because why? You can get your mouth busted out there. So we want everybody to protect themselves. All right, let's get it in, y'all. Let's get it in. I hope everybody shared that link. You will get that karma back ninefold. Welcome to Mouthpiece Included, where we talk politics. That's a fusion of sports and politics. Today we'll be unpacking black bowling, short history, plus more hot political topics. Let's talk about the origins and evolution of black bowling in the United States. It's a sport that's been enjoyed by people of all races, backgrounds, for centuries. But it was not always accessible or welcoming to the black Americans out there. In fact, for most of the 20th century, bowling alleys were segregated. My biological owned that bowling alley over there on 87. Segregated by law or by custom. You had to burn it down because the Milz was trying to extort them, allegedly. Let me get back on topic. In fact, for most of the 20th century, bowling alleys were segregated by law or by custom, and black bowlers faced discrimination and exclusion from many tournaments and leagues. Despite these challenges, black bowlers persevered, as always. We created our own spaces and organizations to showcase our skills and passion for the game. Black bowlers also fought for civil rights and social justice out there, both on and off the lanes. We'll go ahead and be discussing notable kegglers, which the guys from Leo High School clearly never been educated on such term. We're not talking about squeezing your bum and making it tighter. Talking about bowling. So we're going to discuss the moments, achievements out there. What's going on, Bob? Achievements of these bowlers. Finally, we're going to give our breakdown and takes on weekly hot sports topics. We got a lot to unpack here today. And of course, we picked a major booger of the week for you. That's right. And we're going to have a rant. I'm going to go on a rant today. So, grab your ball, not your balls. Grab your ball and your shoes out there and join us for Black Bowlers History. Let's roll. Yeah? You like what I did out there? Let's roll. Yeah? So stand down, stand back, stand by, pull up. Out there. But if you do pull up, you wanna get high? If you do pull up, don't forget to bring your mouthpiece. Links pinned in the chat for anybody who's got the balls today. Well, and you can also call in, text 424-900-6945. That number is troll free. All right, enough of my proverbial yapping. We got Jackie Robinson's finest boots on the ground management, dad extraordinaire, co-host with the co-muzzos, Big Ace X2U. What up, folks?
Bear down. What up, fool? What's going on? Happy Sunday. Another day above ground. God bless you all. Happy Sunday.
Yeah, we're kicking off a new week. What's been going on with you there, fella?
Oh, man, just chilling, man. Just resting, actually, this week with my mind, body, soul, and spirit together. But everything is fantastic. I can't complain in the least bit. Weather went from 100 degrees down to 70, so it's beautiful here in Chi. It's Chi heading into, I guess, fall type of day. So yeah, everything's good, man. Can't complain.
That's what's up. Another day on top of the world.
Yes, sir.
What's good there, fella?
In the building. What's good?
You got any hubbub or banter? Anything you just on your mind about just general before we hop on topic?
No, I'll mention it while we going through stuff. All of it.
Absolutely, no worries. Damn, hey, didn't I send you the where did I send it? Oh, here it is. I'll send it to Diesel so he can have a show run, the sketch, the framework.
Mouthpiece included.
All right, you guys, and please like, share, subscribe while you at it.
Like, share, subscribe. Mouthpiece included.
All right, y'all. So that's perfect time, and we're gonna go ahead and kick it off as normal. Talking about baseball. Now, I'm not gonna have. Oh, let me get on camera. I'm not gonna have this guy, Ace, aka Big Perk. I'm not gonna have him get on here and eat crow. We're saving that for Velas Jones. But this gentleman was awfully smug, Diesel, as a Sox fan. Because, I've been out here, bro, in LA area. And I've been able to watch the Dodgers and Cody Bellinger. You know what I'm saying? And I told Ace, I'm like, man, that kid's a natural. And when he was a rookie, I was like, man, I'd love to get him in Wrigley. So when there was talk and chatter that the Cubs was going to get Cody Bellinger, I was ecstatic. Ace rained on my parade. You see what I'm saying? Trying to run the Cubs into the ground like the baseball guy, the colored who got fired. I don't want anybody to get fired, but we're going to talk about that. Well, come on, Ace, you got anything to say? You want to eat your crow or give your big ups to Bellinger? Before we get into the White Sox moves?
I think we have to go back to the table. I don't remember running the Cubs into the ground. I'm a Chicago fan.
You were smug about Cody Bellinger. You said he's a nothing. Pretty much you were saying it was a nothing burger. Oh yeah, we're gonna run the tape then. Go ahead, though. I'll let you talk. Go ahead.
I just, I was just probably saying, let's wait and see, his impact on the Cubs. And I mean, you got to wait and see. You still got to wait and see because he played himself out of Chicago. There's no way they're going to re-sign him. Sorry.
Any kids out there, this is a South Side mentality. Go ahead there, fella. Go ahead.
He did play himself out of Chicago. He came here for 1 year, look-see. Is this guy really still the form of rookie of the year? And yeah, he proved it in Chicago now, unless he takes a.
Well, I mean, that's a good point. We took a flyer on him, but if they felt as strongly about him as I did, they should have locked him down for more than one season.
Yeah. And it might not be just one season. Now you have the Ohtani injury.
The Asian Babe Ruth.
Yeah, he's damaged. There's a little damage now. So they got to consider what are they going to do as far as he's concerned and Bellinger. So we'll see in the upcoming Cubs future what they're going to do as far as the ball club and the free agency in this upcoming year.
Well, I'm gonna throw it to Diesel, but was Satchel Paige a two-way player before Babe Ruth?
He might.
There was some sort of color who did it.
There was a
all they
lot
talk
of
about
two-way players
Yeah.
back in those times. That's all they did. You
Yeah.
put in
Baseball.
probably multiple different positions other than just pitcher and bat.
Everybody had to be able to get behind the plate and put the equipment on, I bet.
Yeah, you never know who got drunk the night before and couldn't, make it to the next city or play in the next game, or they were all playing for multiple teams, so you had to be multifaceted as a baseball player back in the day to hold positions on different teams.
Now, I told you two slave-minded individuals who always want to keep people on board just because they're melanated. As the owner of a team, if I'm Reinsdorf, I can't fire myself. You guys kept saying Rick Hahn, the GM of the Sox, should be fired, which I agreed with. You guys were accurate. However, you guys wouldn't make you couldn't make the mental leap and connect the dot that say, hey, Kenny McReynolds, aka Kenny Williams, keeps hiring these losers, and the Bulls better be looking out because Reinsdorf is serious. He wants to go out with a bang. But
clean house in the city,
as Sox fans, I'll start with Diesel and then we'll throw it to Ace. Give me your thoughts on Kenny McReynolds being scapegoated and fired because he's black.
Well, to be honest, I was surprised that he did it, but Kenny Williams, other than him being the GM, this is like the only GM that he's hired since they moved him up. So I don't get it, because if this is the only hire that he made, right? And to me, it's not a fact of, to be honest, the talent is there. They just they don't produce. So yeah, I guess the blame got to fall on somebody when those people don't produce. But to be honest with you, I don't see it as their fault per se, because at those times when they did those moves, everybody was like, hey, man, because you can see the talent in those players. So, I don't understand. I thought to move Kenny Williams was premature because, again, there's only one GM. And I'm pretty sure most people would agree that those people are talented, but like I say, most of them stay hurt. Andrew Vaughn, to me, he's just a tweener guy. He'll never be like a big productive guy. And I mean, Tim Anderson, this season is just one bad season, but all these, most of the guys, you can see the talent there. They just have tendencies to get hurt, whether it's, I would have looked into, and we've been saying this for the past couple of years, I think, on here, as far as their trainers, whoever their trainers are, how the hell you can't keep these guys healthy most of the time? I mean, Eloy Jimenez gets hurt on everything that has nothing to do with a play in the field. You know what I mean? Oh, he ran on a fly out to second base and he got hurt. Something pulled. Scuffle on the field. Something tore. It's like, man, So yeah, I thought it was
well, yeah, you guys have been saying how they've been snake bit, with the injury bug and everything. But I've looked at those bums your Sox have been running out there, and they are, with their record, say they are. They're no different than the Bulls, both owned by Reinsdorf. So I'm not absolving Jerry Reinsdorf of his culpability and accountability, because at the end of the day, he hired Kenny McReynolds. The point, I'm gonna throw it to you, Ace. The point I was making is that Kenny Williams, he got us a chip, had a very good baseball team, but there's talk in Patriot land about firing Bill Belichick for doing dumb stuff, like making the janitor the offensive coordinator, and he's got multiple chips. So, and he's drop dead gorgeous. Well, he used to be when he was younger, I'm sure. But go ahead, Ace. Your thoughts on your Sox firing your melanated manager, who I know you support all black people, no matter if they, you know what I mean, slap my grandmother or something, rest her soul.
Well, Kenny Williams is the executive vice president of the White Sox, and your general manager was Rick Hahn, which, like Diesel said, is the only GM that Kenny Williams hired. I believe that it's just a transition of power from Reinsdorf to his son, and he's finally just stepping down, and hey,
it's an architectural eyesore, and when you look at Chicago has a magnificent architectural history. Cubs, the White Sox probably should move to Soldier Field when the Bears move out. We need something with history or something that's beautiful. They put that junk up there.
That park
right
is
off.
10 times better than Wrigley Field. If you've been there.
Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me?
Been there.
Are you kidding me?
Well, I ain't kidding.
I've driven past it.
That park is 10 times better. Have you been inside it? Have you been to the
I don't think I've been
bar?
there since.
If you got seats in the 100 level, you can go like all around through there to the bullpen bar, back and forth.
Tear it down.
It's better than Wrigley Field. The only thing about Wrigley Field has always been the surrounding bars. That's it. Now they recently tried to add stuff to it.
They remodeled it, and they got this beautiful ivy. They got this beautiful ivy back there on that brick wall.
Anybody can put weeds on the wall. I mean, come on.
So you can get bit by mosquitoes if it's hot and right.
All right, but I mean, I hear you though. They seem like they've been throwing a lot of money away with this, making a lot of stadiums and stuff. We got H. Moultrie. He said LA fitness apps. He's working off that West Coast food. And he said Lance clock has restarted. He's starting Trey Lance's clock because he's black quarterback. We'll get there too, Coach. Big ups.
He's a backup. Nobody cares about the backup.
Should the Bulls shithole president, is it Garpax? Should they be concerned?
Yeah.
They haven't even given us a chip.
Yeah.
They got let go.
I go over there and clean house next week.
That ain't Paxson and them no more.
Well, whoever's running it now, I think it's
the dude from Toronto. The what's the guy name? Like a European
the black guy
or something. No, not him. That's who they should have got.
We got his assistant. Guy used to get his coffee and shit.
Somebody else. But yeah, they've been gone. They let Paxson go a couple of years ago.
I know they let Gar go. Is Paxson gone too? I don't pay much attention to the Bulls. I resign myself that they'll never win again in my lifetime. So
interesting.
But
that's a good take. I wonder who would win. Who would be the next team to win a chip in Chicago if y'all had to put y'all mortgage on it?
Bears,
Blackhawks, Bears, Cubs, Sox. Which major franchise are you predicting will win the next one? Yo, Tori, what up, Noob?
I would guess the Blackhawks, but they just got the
Bears.
They got that #1 pick dude who's supposed to be a changer, a game changer,
generational.
But, but they got to build around them, so it might take them a little bit.
I like Ryan Poles, man, because he said we're gonna take the North and never give it back. And let me tell you something. That black son of a bitch, he looked serious when he said it too.
Yeah, he did. Puffed out his chest,
didn't he? Yeah. He showed it. Got up, walked away. You know what I'm saying? Who you going with, Ace? Win the next chip?
Bears. I'm going with the Bears. The Blackhawks are in a rebuilding situation. They got some building blocks from young kids, but it's going to take their lumps in the NHL. I couldn't say the White Sox because
It'll
they're
probably
starting
be the Cubs. Probably be the Cubs. They got a little
Heard
bit.
him to say it.
They got no, but I like
should put
I
on
like
my
both. I
jersey.
just like the Sox more, but the Cubs got a little bit more foundation.
That's right.
the
Smarter
Cubs
people
don't-
up in the upper management.
The Cubs don't have the pitching staff to win a championship right now. And I
Well,
don't
we
think
got
they'll have it in the next couple of years.
we got
Well,
better looking fans.
But
You see
they
them
got
out there,
more set
shirts off.
together than anybody else, which could one move here, there, and they could be right there.
Thank you, Diesel. See, at least he could be impartial. He doesn't have to be a homer all the time.
I'm
Big
being
Turk said.
impartial, and the Cubs do have a possibility, but they're going to lose some players and they're going to gain some players. It's a matter of what comes up out of that farm system and who they're willing to go get. Pitching, they need pitching.
Hey, don't we got the guy from Jackie Robinson West in our system?
Yeah, he's still in there.
Why don't they bring him up and get him on the goddamn baseball field?
He got hurt. I mean, it's not that easy to make it to the major leagues. You gotta build these guys up physically, mentally, and they gotta be ready to be consistent on the major league level to play on in the show.
I'd take a flyer on him, Diesel. I'd pull him. I'd bring him up right now in the thick of things. I saw what he was doing out there in that tournament.
Yeah, you gotta get it done in AA, AAA, and
Yeah.
do it every day before they bring you up to a major league level.
Yeah.
Everybody, just because you get drafted, that don't mean you can get it done.
Yeah. Well, let me ask y'all, jumping over to the NBA beat, MJ23, the GOAT, he texted Booger A. Smith that Tragic Johnson, I know we discussed this on the show, is the best point guard in history. He only did this after Chef Curry went on a podcast and came out there and said he's the PG GOAT. You guys got any thoughts on this?
Me, man, I quit trying to compare players from different, I don't do
eras. Yeah.
I go strictly to the eras. The only time there's like an issue is if that player came in like the middle part of a decade. And so, you know what I mean? Their career crossed into another decade. Then it gets a little touchy, kind of like Jordan, middle of the 80s into the 90s. But when he was playing in the 80s, everybody's like, man, he the best player on the planet. But then they try to downplay it because, he didn't win no championships. We wasn't worried about their team. We could beat them. But they're constantly saying while they playing, he the best player on the planet. So you see what I'm saying? But for the most part, I just do the eras. You do the 80s, is Magic. You do. I don't consider Steph Curry a point guard. He's one of them.
That's
them
basically what
tweeners.
Jordan was trying to say. Ace, let me hear your take on it, and then I'm gonna play you guys just a short clip of actually what Jordan said.
If another one of these some of my bitches come out and talk about their GOAT, their position, damn it. How the hell LeBron, he's the GOAT now.
Everybody's the GOAT.
Everybody's the GOAT of their position. You don't
But they
come out
got
and say,
better trainers now and better science. That
man,
makes them the
get
GOAT.
the flin flurry out of it. You can't come out and say you the GOAT of your position. You leave that up to somebody. You
I
leave it up
agree.
to
I
media,
agree.
fans, but you can't
I
come
agree.
out and say you're the best player at your position if you're not Michael Jeffrey Jordan.
And he
That's
don't
my
even
take on
say
it.
that.
He wouldn't say that.
I'd you know what I'd love, and they never do it. Kareem, I could see Kareem debating LeBron. I'd love to have, do those Sports Centers debates, but we literally got Steph Curry and Magic Johnson debating on why they're the GOAT. You know what I mean? Kareem and LeBron debating, because Kareem is a snarly son of a, big ups Kareem. That'd be nice, man. But just to give y'all a clip.
I have to
Watch
read
how
you a
happy Stephen A.
text that I
got.
received this morning at 5:54
Fair use.
a.m. Good morning, sir. Although greatest of anything is always a debate, I beg to differ on greatest point guard of all time. With what
Jordan
you
can
said.
choose Diesel.
Magic Johnson
He don't
is
cop out.
easily the best
He's a
point
winner.
guard of all time. Steph Curry is very close, but not in front of Magic. You must define point guard to really have a serious debate.
See, that's what you were saying.
Steph Curry is by far the best shooter of all time. Yes, his movement has created many shots for his teammates. He's a career 43%
Jordan called that Mark Seth
But
Curry.
Magic Johnson
He
invented
don't
the
even know their
triple-double.
names.
Not true invented, but makes it more noticeable in terms of the impact on the game. It's a point guard stat, to be honest. Magic was the best. We can go on, but I don't want to take up too much of your time. I know you get the point. By the way, Magic has 5 NBA championships.
Wow.
That quote this morning
Rob?
at 5:45 was from Mr. Michael Jeffrey Jordan.
Wow, how about that?
And he asked me,
That motherfucker
he
came
asked
on
me to
himself.
read it.
All right. All right. Now that y'all heard the actual quote, I'm gonna throw it to you, Ace, and I'll see if Diesel's got anything to add, and we'll push on.
I don't know. I don't know if he grabbed his towel or his nipples after he read the text from is this, it's really Michael, this is Michael's number. Oh my gosh. But yeah, I mean, you know, that's basically the sentiment that anyone that would logically be thinking about who's the greatest point guard of all time would be having, like, who is Steph a point guard? But you know, you can say that as far as Magic was concerned. Magic was Mr. Everything when it came to the Lakers, especially when he got there as a rookie and Kareem got hurt and you know, but you know, he was the leader of Showtime. He led that team to those championships. And as you can say for Steph Curry, but you know, I'll go Magic, Zeke, and then maybe Steph Curry. And then you know how much I hate Zeke, but you know, it's hard for me to put Steph Curry up in front of him as a point guard.
So you watch this. I'll say, who is the best point guard of the 70s? Most of us not going to have a concrete, legitimate answer that we could stand by because we didn't see most of the 70s basketball. And
yeah, it was two different leagues. Too.
People, well, two different leagues, but even with that, if you ask people who were like in their teens or adults in the 70s, they can tell you. They'll start naming people. You know what I mean? And we can't say it because we point guards. See, I ain't saying players, point guards.
Right.
They're gonna say like was it like Earl Monroe, Tiny Archibald, players like that. You're gonna hear them mentioning guys like that. Yeah, but Big O wasn't a point guard. He was a forward.
That 10 assists a game.
Yeah, but he wasn't a point guard. We just talking about the pure position.
Yeah.
And then you get into the 80s. Of course, you can argue Magic. Hell, I don't know what year Stockton came in. Probably the mid 80s, was it? Isaiah and Magic basically came in almost the same time. The beginning
I think
of the
Isaiah, as big of a douchey as he should be in this conversation. We had discussed it, and I'm surprised you didn't mention this, Diesel, because when we're watching the or comment on Golden State, how loosey-goosey they are with the ball. Like Steph Curry, I don't trust the step back at the end of the game. When you really need baskets, I don't trust his ability to not
that
turn the
tells
ball
you
over.
right there that
Correct.
That dude is not a point guard. Them little rascals, they turn that ball over like
that's what I'm saying. Yeah, they just loosey-goosey. And I know Magic had turnovers. I'd have to look at the stats, but I don't remember Magic just jagging the ball. He gonna get you a shot. Yeah, no, he wasn't doing that.
No, sir. You could probably take 5 point guards from the 80s to say they were better point guards than Steph. And
Tiny Nate Archibald would dominate today's NBA.
Stockton, Isaiah, Magic, Mo Cheeks was a great point guard in the 80s.
Yes. And imagine in today's NBA with the game all wide open, nobody clogging up the lane. You know what I mean?
Jackson. Sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, and not turning the ball over like you're crazy.
Yeah, getting the ball to the guys.
Yeah, Steph he's a combo guard, man. He's more of a two guard. He's closer to a two guard than he is a point. But he gets a lot of assists because of his shooting. People fear his shooting, so they go and try to double team him or trap him, and then that's where he can throw the ball to like.
So is it safe to say he's comparable to a Ben Gordon, but with better jump shot? The tweener, because they both play like the
Yeah, but
Ben Gordon, he'll turn that motherfucker over too. You get him in a pinch.
Yeah, easily. But he didn't have the pedigree of a Curry family.
Yeah, that's true.
The dude from Atlanta, he's got
I like
Curry
him.
tendencies.
Trey Lance, not Trey Lance.
Trey, what's his name?
Yeah,
Trey Young.
Trey Young. Yeah, I like him.
But
like
he got the same. Hey, he suffers from that same disease. Them damn turnovers come up out
turn
of his
that
hand, boy.
in a minute.
He fit right on
the defensive liabilities. That's something to be said.
He fit right on the little rascals. He would be a great addition to them.
Tory said Nate Archibald, and he say Stockton 1984. Look at Tory, some sort of reverse racist.
1984.
Stockton's drop dead gorgeous, huh, Tory?
Yeah.
You like Stockton, huh?
Gonzaga University.
And if you throw defense in, it ain't even. I mean, Isaiah played good D.
That's my point guard, man. As much as a douche he would be, that's my.
He played great D. Stockton played good D. Stockton, I think, lead the league in steals. He's still the NBA to this day.
Y'all didn't mention Steve Nash. He got 3 MVPs.
Yeah, he's from Canada. Him and Drake.
He would now. Actually, you know what? He was a pass first kind of point guard, though.
He was. He was getting you about 18 points a game. He was efficient, man. I love him.
I remember him when what's his name was healthy. Man, all them alley-oops, man, he was zooping all day with him.
Before Stoudemire blew them knees out, boy.
Pick and rolling all day with that.
To the big tall black guy that can jump out the gym,
yeah, until he blows his knees out, then we'll get you another one. All right. So let's push past that. MJ is in the news again. MJ, the GOAT, number 23. He's snubbing his sons and his son Pookie Jordan and Larsa Pippen's wedding. What's your guys' thoughts on that?
What wedding?
What wedding? They ain't even engaged. That's cap.
Oh, it's all internet cap.
Cap TV.
He said he
I saw it on
He
Ticket.
said
No,
he
this was on
proposed
Ticket
to her.
TV. I saw it on Ticket TV. I don't know if y'all catch Ticket TV. He's a black sports dude who's kind of like us, but he's got a nice following. And Ticket TV dropped this and said that Jordan's not going to the wedding. If this is true, let's assume it is true. And like y'all said, it's a rumor. Pookie Jordan, it's weird because love is a difficult thing, but hey, let me tell you something. If my dad had that kind of money and he said, I'm cutting you off if you marry this one or that one. Yeah, my dad don't like you, so we got to move forward.
I don't put Mike on the level of cutting him off, but
if he thinks that she's a gold digger and he's gonna leave all that money to his son, and then she divorces his son and then gets all that money. But go ahead, Ace. That's the way I was thinking.
I mean, Jordan got twin daughters that he's got to consider before he considers little Pookie Jordan. I mean, with his current wife. So, I mean, he's got more money than any of them could spend. So, I don't think he's going to cut him off. He just say, hey, this is my opinion of what's going on. I had a couple of dozen of thoughts that I used to have on the side, but I didn't marry him. They were just on the side, and eventually this is what happened. So this is my thoughts. You do what you want to do, and God bless.
That's he's on some dude said that he's like, what are you talking about? He said that he never even proposed to her. So where they get an engagement from, I have no idea. So, but let's say that's what he wanted to do.
Let's say the rumors are true and Jordan's snubbing.
Mike's mentality is, look, dude, there's all these women in the world.
Man. And you're marrying a known gold digger.
Go mess with this person who
Allegedly.
The situation with Pippen, even if he didn't have issues with Scotty, you still shouldn't be trying to mess with this chick. That's where I think Mike is coming from. That's just like, no, you don't.
But it's a fetish. He's probably been tapping that since he was 13, 14 behind Pippen's back. That's why Pippen was having migraines. When you go back and look at it, it was probably a lot of stuff going on.
Yeah, but you still there's too many women in the world for you to go trying to settle down with this one.
You don't want to be on Future's coaching tree.
Tori said, no YT people are gorgeous to me, drop dead or otherwise. All right. All right. All right. Guess he's never seen Burt Reynolds or Ryan Sandberg. You know what I mean?
Right.
Go out there, gorgeous. Good looking kid. All right. That's Harry, boy. Hey,
Ric Flair, Hulk Hogan.
Harry should have been in jail. Harry Carey. All right. So the Knicks sued the Toronto Raptors. I think you guys mentioned Toronto today. They sued the Raptors for discount Belichicking them. So the Knicks, the Raptors had paid the Knicks camera boy some sort of color too. He was getting them information, tapes of practice and stuff like that before they play them. So if you ain't cheating, you ain't trying. Y'all got any comments on this?
They need to start. They need to hammer them. If you cheating like that, if it's that serious, where you can't go and just pull up the tapes of the teams you playing, you got all of this information where you can see. They need to hammer them the same way I think Belichick and them should have been stripped of some of them Super Bowls. It is a known fact what they did. It was so embarrassing. They went and what they do, burn up the tapes or something.
Yeah, burn up my rhymes. Burn up my rhymes.
Man, no. That's why I don't consider Tom Brady the greatest quarterback.
And then, as you guys are commenting, does this affect when they won that chip? Were they cheating? You got to look at that.
Which one we talking about?
When they won with Kawhi and they had that Nigerian president that put together that team, they had Kawhi Leonard. Toronto won the chip.
Yeah.
And those Nigerians, he was probably sending emails to the whole NBA staff. I'm the king of Nigeria and I need you to send me your tapes and I'll give you $1 million US.
Hey, you go back and find evidence that they were doing that. Yes, because remember, the games were close. The game that they ended up beating Philly, that went to like the last second.
Wait a minute. You talking about tapes of the entire league or the tapes of the Knicks? Who the hell cares about some tapes of the New York damn Knicks?
Well, I guess didn't they play them or we're going to play them in the playoffs or something. But that tells you how thirsty they are. If you're going around trying to pay camera people to get you footage of man, that's crazy. That's crazy.
Well, I don't think tapes of the New York Knicks was that valuable. But, it's probably going to lead to a bigger scandal about them, I guess, getting information from other teams or training tapes of other teams or practices of other teams. So maybe that's
I think that they're
alluding to.
What's the guy, the commissioner? He's he don't like too much drama like that. So I think he'll handle it. Even though David Stern had more of an iron fist, when he came down on you, he came down hard. But this guy, he doesn't let too much tarnish them. So I think he'll address it. Unlike the NFL, where they just covering up and whatever, Oh my God.
Well, the NFL does whatever it takes to protect the shield, especially with the era of the Patriots. They're not trying if they ain't cheating. You got Belichick and Tom Brady deflate gate, taping other teams. They're doing whatever it takes to win the Super Bowl. And the NFL had really a slap on the wrist for any infraction they had as far as cheating. And I guess the NBA is going the same way. No harm, no foul, because baseball did it too with the Houston Astros.
I had no problem with teams doing stuff like we heard over the years Boston when the Celtics.
You mean like Jackie Robinson West baseball, for instance.
The Celtics when they
we won it on the field, baby.
They say you used to play the Celtics and in their locker room or whatever, stuff like the hot water goes off and you get cold water, things like that. That's not.
Man, they would crank up the heat. Of course, that affects both players.
That's like home court stuff.
Yes,
but
yes.
When you go to the excess of taping people's walkthroughs, taping practices, sending people to do this type of stuff, you're doing that to get a straight, pure advantage against that team. When it
should almost be criminal, Diesel. It should that type of tampering should almost, if you own a business and I tampered with one of your employees, I know it's a civil issue, but it's almost criminal. Give me the
Man,
safe
if
combination so I can take
if
all
I'm
the
a
money.
gambler, who's better, right? And you're betting money because this goes all the way to them Super Bowls.
That's a good
they
point.
Taping the Rams,
Yeah.
the Panthers,
Yeah.
all of that stuff. And those games came down to the last second field goal to win those games.
And all they can say is that the big black quarterback wasn't processing. The one
And
where
you
Swanee
needed
had
every
snaps.
piece of that advantage that
Every
you got
piece.
to win those games. Man, I'd be raising hell, filing suit. It probably
Well,
would go nowhere.
the Knicks are.
Oh, well, see, hey.
And you should be forced to give up your first round pick.
You gotta lose something.
First
You
round
gotta
pick.
lose something.
So Giannis, I'll ask you guys, are you willing to push all your chips forward for Giannis? So there's been a lot of rumors that Giannis is he's not cold on the possibility of coming to Chicago. However, if he has trouble with his current organization, the way the Bulls are run, he probably would hate that. But Giannis says that he doesn't plan on signing an extension. He's betting on himself until he knows the Bucks will continue to work and compete for a championship. He said, quote, "I would not be the best version of myself if I don't know that everybody's on the same page. Everybody's going for a championship. Everybody's going to sacrifice time away from their family like I do. And I don't feel that. I'm not signing." Giannis.
I tell him to get the pacifier out of his mouth, get the titties away from his mouth. He's had good teams. That team he had, man, he's had good teams. I mean, what more do you want? You want to get souped up with 3-4 other all-stars like a lot of these other people do? Yeah, man.
But I know where he's coming from, though, Diesel. What he's saying is they be locking these players in, and you end up like what's his name in Portland now?
Dame
Dash. Yeah. Lillard.
I get that, but he's had good teams, man.
And he got a chip.
Yeah, them players he's had, those are legit players. Now, I don't know if it's the scheme.
Look at these Sox fans resting on one chip. You know what I mean?
But I mean, they've been a force in the East for the past, 4 or 5 years?
I mean, yes. I picked them like the last 3 years. So, yes.
So he's had good teams. That's my point. He's had good teams. Now, if he's talking about, hey, I just want to make sure you keep having good teams. I mean,
Ace, what's your take? And then
I can understand if he was in Chicago spewing that kind of crap to the world that you're not trying to put good teams together, but they're competing for the #1 seed in the East every damn year, as opposed to in Chicago here, we're hoping we can get the 8th seed, or hopefully they'll extend the playoffs to 13 teams and we can get the 12th or 13th seed in order to make the damn playoffs every year. So I don't know if he's just setting up to be a free agent, or he just, doesn't want to play in Milwaukee anymore.
I agree
I can understand
with you guys. Everything y'all said. I think this is a play for free agency. He's in a small market, but for a small market, they've done everything possible, kind of like a Denver, to build towards a championship.
Yeah.
They actually got one. They re-signed his small forward with the bad knee, and I'm sure he pushed for that. You know what I'm saying? So I 100% agree. But at the same time, if I'm the Bulls, I'm making a move. I'm tampering now.
Man, look, tell him to get his free throw percentage up around 80%. Yeah, tell Giannis to do that.
You're not big on Giannis, huh?
No, I don't like him complaining because they had good teams. So what's your beef? Man, I would have loved to have them teams Milwaukee had over the past 4 or 5 years.
I think Ace said it right. It could be a free agent play. And I know he's not with Clutch Sports, but he probably will be. In other words, all these guys tend to end up in the Lakers, and I absolutely hate it.
Well, if it's a free agent play, then tell him that when is his contract over? Is this his last year?
Year after next.
The year,
but
so
they can resign. They can extend
2 years. So man, he crying. Man, nobody got time for you crying, Wolf. You better man the fuck up and go play. That's what you do. Get your free throw percentage up, and maybe you'll be winning some of them games that y'all keep losing. What's his free throw percentage? Like 68,
67, something like
man,
that. Yeah.
Come on. Get his free throw percentage up. them teams he got been good teams. So I don't know why he complaining like that. They fired the coach, didn't they? Well,
Yeah.
the guy who won the championship,
Yeah.
they already got rid of him.
Yeah. Did you
Time
hear
for
that,
some
Sox
players to
fans?
go,
Did you
too.
hear that, Sox fans? They fired the guy who got them a chip. Did y'all hear that?
Yeah, I'm ready to fire our coach too.
Yeah. All right. So Lonzo Ball, Ace sent me this article. Lonzo Don't Ball, Diesel, said that he's out for the season after surgery. Any thoughts?
Yeah, it's the same thought I told you guys probably, a year or two ago? I was like, that's a bad pickup because he can't stay healthy. You know what? Over the years, I've become accustomed to, I don't like players who aren't available. It goes for all of the big sports, baseball, football, basketball. I want to see you available as much as possible. It's different if I know that you're a gamer and it's like legitimate reasons.
But we're
that you're
spoiled because
hurt.
we had Jordan and Walter Payton. They were always available.
But like I said, if you're a gamer, somebody like Jordan, he break his foot. We like, hey, we know he a gamer. So that's just something he can't, something you can't overpass with the doctor.
D Rose.
Same thing. We know he playing if he can play.
You're biased because you went to Simeon.
Lonzo Ball, man, come on, you about to miss the whole year. There's nothing for you to be trying to stand up like an ostrich on one leg or something, like you on the opening of Three's Company, standing at the San Diego Zoo on one leg.
Knock on my door.
Yeah, come on.
So you had cartilage surgery, which is a new type of surgery. Nobody's ever had it and came back and played again. Ace, what's your thoughts on Lonzo Ball? I know you've been waiting on him to come back for quite some time.
Yeah, I told you a couple of years ago, right after the injury, that he's damaged goods. We can get him on the first thing smoking, but we can't. But the Bulls, I mean, they benefited from the NBA clause where they can write off his salary. I mean, what else do you want? You gotta build a team without him. If he does come back, you're looking at another year of training and rehab and
ramping up. Yeah.
So you're looking at about 2 more years. So what are you
by
really
that
looking
time?
for?
He'll be how old? With bad
He'll be
knees?
out of his contract, but it doesn't matter how old
old.
he is.
He'll be older. Yeah, he'll be getting up there.
Yeah, you'll be looking to re-sign him again. You're gonna re-sign him again? Are you kidding me?
Yeah, I'd
So
resign him. He'd get about $17.50 an hour. When he'd have to punch a clock, to Diesel's point, when he's available. You know what I mean.
They'll get up his salary to the NBA minimum. Come on, man. Let's
I put an old school time clock too. You ain't logging in on no computer from your phone. You
sign it in.
Yeah, and I can come back and look at it. Yes, he out there.
You gotta punch it.
Yeah.
I mean, it's unfortunate whatever happened to his knee or whatever, but I mean, I wish they had that technology they got now. They could have lent it to Dan Hampton. He had no cartilage in his knee. He's still playing. Remember that? Big Dan Hampton? Gail Sayers.
Yeah.
They didn't even have arthroscopic surgery back then. If they did, he would have played. He could have possibly been the best running back ever if he'd have been able to keep playing because they had that type of technology back then.
The second best ever.
No, I'd have gave him the first.
You'd put him up with Walter Payton.
Because he was returning kicks and punts like it was nothing.
That means he's not a running back. He's a special teams player.
No, he wasn't. He was a straight running back, though. Taking all them snaps, baby. He was doing it all.
Hey, they're both Bears. Either way we win. I mean, it's not like you're saying you take Robbie Gould over Walter Payton. One of our friends said that. He considers Robbie Gould the greatest Bear of all time.
Robbie Gould? Oh, my God.
Yeah.
Who said that?
The kicker.
Oh, God.
He's a Packer backer. So
yeah, he's a fudge packer.
You got to take everything he says with a grain of salt.
Y'all had anything else on the NBA or the Bulls before we push on?
Yeah. I mean, the Bulls got to, they got to blow it up. They got to find a different way to win. If the team you're putting together every year is at best trying to get the 8th through 4th seed, that's not going to get it done. So you got to get rid of some of these guys. You got to get rid of that nice
Lonzo
contract.
Ball. They've been waiting on Lonzo. Go ahead, Ace. You got to get rid of these guys.
Lonzo's not coming back. If he comes back, it'll be 2 years from now, and he'll be out of the damn contract you signed him for, the $84 million.
Ace, you said this 2 years ago. You said you did it, and I was holding on to hope. I swear.
Yeah.
I was holding on.
Good. He's not coming back. He's telling you he's not coming back. His knee hurts. He couldn't walk up the stairs last year.
Yeah, I remember he said that.
Once he said he couldn't Lamborghini 2 years ago.
Yeah, he said he couldn't carry the laundry up the stairs. I'm like, man, that's some stuff, your great grandmother say. You know what I'm saying?
Right. So, got to blow it up, figure out what you're going to do with this team. You don't have any damn draft picks. You need to get some draft cap. You got to figure something out. But the way they're constructed and built now, the best they can do is hopefully lose in the first round of the playoff.
Yeah, the play.
Yeah, them Velociraptors got a habit of getting hurt. And I'm talking about him and the, that's what I call the balls. They all got them Velociraptor heads. Him and his brother, the one in Charlotte, he be getting hurt too.
Who's that? LaMelo? Mello.
Yeah, he ain't had nothing significant like this guy, but he's constantly getting hurt throughout the seasons, man.
I'm a fan of Mello since he scored 100 against that shithole high school team, man. They weren't playing no D. I'm a fan of Mello. But let's go ahead and move on. Today's topic is black bowling, short history plus hot weekly political topics. Pull up. The link is pinned in the chat. You can always call 424-900-6945. Smash that like button, too. The algorithm loves it. Helps us push this content out to more ignorant people who deserve this information. All right. So we're going to move on to our bear down, FGB NFL beat. Diesel, you'd be pleased to know I sat there and watched the final preseason game. But you guys, give me your thoughts on what you saw out there. Yeah, I watched it. I got up.
Party poppers and confetti.
Bro, it's 10 a.m. and games come on, man. You expect me to get up 10 a.m. and watch Bilbo Baggins? You know what I mean? Yeah,
no, you gotta watch it.
Give me your thoughts, you guys. I'll start with Ace and then I'll throw it to Diesel. Bears, the game.
Yeah, it was a preseason game. You saw a little bit as far as the defense is concerned. That guy out of Miami, Stevenson, the DB, he's a good player, aggressive. Unfortunately for Jalen Johnson, he might be the end of Jalen Johnson's career here in Chicago. If they get those two rookies playing well together, he might not get re-signed here.
But why? Why move on from Johnson? Just because you're cheap?
Well, I mean, it's a business. You ain't too far gone to forget that. You got two rookies that could start in the NFL.
Hey man, you sound like the dude off of Purple Rain when Prince came in there.
Yeah. That's what
you ain't too far gone.
You ain't too far gone to see that, is you?
Mark
said, is you?
No place for your personal pool.
He was a gangster, boy, out there laundering his money at that club.
Yeah, with the perm, the big perm.
But packing them in like he used to.
You ain't bringing them in like you used to, baby. We need somebody that can get some interceptions, and you just playing defense. So we got somebody that can do that. So unfortunately, this will tell out toward the middle and the end of the season how these guys play and how effective they are at staying healthy. But the Bears play, they play well. I mean, it's a preseason game.
Man, that offensive line looked like shit.
Well, it was a second string offensive line. You have four starters out.
And that's why I wouldn't have played Fields. I told y'all he looked good in those first games. Let him leave on a high note. The line was all banged up. You know what I'm saying? If these guys ain't gonna play, y'all big on Wright. I told you Poles was wrong on Wright. He's sitting around with injuries. We don't know what's going on. This guy's not on the football field, and all Jalen Carter's doing is making sacks. Torrey said Ball is out for his career. But y'all go ahead. Keep on. We're talking about the game.
Yeah, they'll all be back for week one. They were healing up. You got some. I think the biggest injury is Jenkins, so he might be looking week 2 or 3 as far as coming back. But they'll be fine. Offense is fine. They're just putting some stuff on tape. They're running Bagger Vance out there, running the first team plays with the second string line and third string line.
Bilbo Baggins.
Is that the name you want to use for the young man?
Yeah, that's the name I was going for when I came up with Bagger Vance. Bagger Vance was when Will Smith played the gay golfer. He kissed that guy on the 18th
Same
hole.
thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, same thing.
All right. Well, let me give you my assessment. Fields ain't showed me shit. I'm gonna be quite honest.
This is his one bad game. Go ahead. No, my bad. This is your take.
He ain't showed me shit. He hasn't shown me anything as of yet to show that he improved his throwing since last year.
Let's trade him.
Okay. I don't understand benching him game 2 as if he's been this long tenured veteran who's done all of this stuff where he need to be sitting out. He should have been getting more reps. And then he might not have had to play with a team where most of the line wasn't playing.
Let's trade him.
They can't stop nobody on third down on defense, which is the same thing we seen last year.
Well, that's vanilla D though. They're in those man-to-man packages.
Although I will say that they were the pass coverage was good throughout when they were playing against the starters. The coverage was good. They weren't getting to the quarterback.
Mm-hmm.
And when you say vanilla, I mean very vanilla, because just for some reason, this D coordinator,
I was about to say the same thing.
I don't trust him. Aggression.
I don't trust him,
sign
Diesel.
of aggression.
Diesel, he ain't processing, and he is on the clock.
Yeah, it's no signs of aggression. I don't see no fronts up there that look like you trying to come after the quarterback.
Trying to disguise.
Most teams, even though it's preseason,
they disguise.
You still seeing they stuff that they trying to do. When they coming up there with 5, 6 on the line, and
that's
one
stupid.
is coming for each turn. No, but that's how.
But our
play.
Mike linebacker's been out, so he was back for the first game. He was you saw a little rust, but he got to knock some of that rust off.
Mike
Edmonds missed that tackle. Yeah.
And,
so they getting the communication and all that together, man. I tell you what, I tell you who I did like.
They don't fear Justin Fields throwing the ball.
I tell you who I did like, Diesel. Did you like that running back, Foreman? That he runs like a bear.
Yeah, Foreman is like the number 2. He's the number 2 running
He
back.
runs hard. And against the Packers, I would run him about 20 times.
Foreman is a legit NFL running back. Foreman is a legit NFL running back. I got no problem with the running backs. No problem with them. I do. They don't.
Yeah, he don't like JF1
throwing the ball. They don't. They fear the dude Badgett, the rookie guy, whatever his name is.
No, they don't.
Bilbo Baggett.
They fear him throwing the ball. If you watch when when you scramble kind of and break the pocket.
But that's what I've been saying. That's because he shows the ball. And since Fields ain't been running in college, Fields has to learn, man, when I'm out here, just bring the ball up. That's what, bro, I learned that at Ray School, Drop Dead Gorgeous. We had a lot of Drop Dead Gorgeous schools. It was one of the only, integrated grade schools in the city of Chicago on the south side. And boy, that pump fake. Yeah, big ups, man. It's got the Ivy on there. That's why I'm a Cub fan, probably.
They just don't fear him throwing the ball.
Bro,
they don't.
You don't think so?
They don't fear him throwing the ball, even when he break. Well,
you had DJ Moore took off running again on a bad pass from Fields. You see what Fields threw it at his feet. But that's what talent does for you. Them receivers last year would have dropped that ball.
They would have dropped it. But I don't think even Fields even showing his full game because
I don't think so either.
Because what is he gonna do? Run out there?
He needed more time though. He needed more time to play. All right, look, when that first game come up, I don't want to hear, it's the first game. He needs time to get. No, you should have did that shit back in the preseason.
There's running lanes on every play that he's not capitalizing. He's just standing there.
Yeah, because they want him to.
That's what y'all want to see.
Right.
Yeah. Yes. Yeah, and he still ain't doing it.
I don't want to see him. I don't want to see him stand there and throw the ball if there's a running lane and he's running a 4.37 40. I don't want to see him standing
there. Get those 15 yards, slide down. Let's go to the next play.
That's different if you're talking about it's like a regular season game, and that's what
right. That's what Ace is saying. And in the preseason,
what I'm saying in the preseason, if this dude's open, I want to see throwing the ball to him, even if they cover it. Throw the ball to him. Let's see what happens. Let me see that you can throw the ball. I want to see him throw the ball.
He did though. That last game, he threw those back shoulder fades. He threw the ball deep, and they were incomplete. But he was doing that to Ace's point. He's doing that just to prove a point, just to show everybody, okay, I'm gonna throw the ball. But I think when the season starts, he's gonna be playing to win. And that means taking those yards like Bilbo Baggins is taking and things of that nature. But I'll tell you one thing, I'm concerned about Darnell Mooney. I don't think Diesel was ever big on Mooney as a number one. He's not even looking like a number two.
He's not number one. He ain't. I told y'all before he ain't a number one.
Well, if Claypool is playing like they say he's playing in practice, then it might be Mooney's last season as a Bear.
Even DJ Moore,
because Tyler Scott is going to take
a number one. DJ Moore has always been a number two, a legitimate number two. He's always
not on
been
this team.
Number two.
DJ Moore is one of the best receivers in the league, top five. He's a number one.
But he's never been like a number one receiver. As far as when you go to the field, he's always been like a two or a slot guy.
No, he's played with bum quarterbacks. DJ Moore has been number one for his whole career.
Yeah.
Yeah, other dude. Just because you're a two doesn't mean that you're not a legitimate and you could be better than the number one.
He's a number one
See
on
what
this
I'm saying?
team.
Yeah, on this team.
Bro, in 2018, he had 55 catches for 78 yards. 2019, he had 87 catches for 1,200 yards. 2020, he had 66 catches for 1,200 yards. 2021, he had 93 catches for 1,158 yards. Last season, he had 63 catches for 88 yards, and he's caught balls from bums his entire career.
But what I'm telling you, that doesn't mean he was the number one receiver on the team. That's telling you what he caught. That doesn't take away from
who was the number one? Who was the number one on Carolina Panthers the last few seasons? Then, if it wasn't him, should be somebody who jumps right out at you.
I'd have to look it up. Yes, I would.
Shouldn't have to look it up. He was the number one.
The hell if I wouldn't.
What do you do in the off season to get faster?
Yeah. I eat Garrett's popcorn. All right. Well, I mean, Tevin Jenkins.
Tell that to your boy Darnell Mooney. What are you doing in the offseason?
Man, well, he was on that ankle, but he
was hurt.
He playing like he's afraid of getting hurt again. I see that. He is playing like he's afraid of getting hurt, like he ain't confident on that ankle. I think after about another 6 weeks, Mooney will be back. But right now, his heart ain't in it. Tevin Jenkins, you guys, what's up with our line and all these injuries? We've got the most injuries again in the NFL in the preseason. Do y'all think we're just playing it close to the vest? Do you think these players are really injured, or if they just get a little ginger, we set them out to err on the safety?
I think we got the most reported injuries in the NFL on the offensive line as far as the Bears are concerned, as opposed to back when Lovey was the coach and had his coordinators, and everybody's day to day, week to week. We'll let you know when we get some more information. They just report everything as soon as it happens, and the Bears fans and the media and everybody goes up in arms about, we're going to be unhealthy for the game. We can't play in the season. We can't start the season. We don't have offense. We got 15 offensive linemen, and you'll see by Tuesday most of those guys are going to be cut. So I think it's just that. We reported quickly to, I guess, put some, information, misinformation, whatever it is out there for the media and the fans to banter about. But, I think we'll be fine.
Hey, in 2020, Chosen Anderson had 95 catches and 1,000 yards on that Carolina team. DJ Moore had 66 catches with 1,100. I think he was the number one. No, actually, they had Curtis Samuels too. They had 3 bona fide receivers. But that's what I'm just trying to make the point that although he got, he's a great receiver, doesn't mean his stats were.
Huh? We'll let him. We're not going to debate this. I'm just not going to debate it.
No, you're just going to read the stats from one guy and ain't going to do what I told you. Go do.
Yeah, I'm not. You have to make your own case when you come out here and make
like
those.
Like I just did.
Yeah, you come out there. You bring up these also rans. But no,
1,100 yards. 1,100 yards in the season.
That's why we gave up the number 1 overall draft pick to pick him up because
I'm not complaining about DJ Moore. I'm just telling you he's not a regular number 1 as far as when your team goes out there. Now he may catch the ball from all different positions.
He's a 1A.
Okay. All right.
All in 1A, whatever you want.
So ESPN pundit Sal Palomino He picked our Bears to go from worst to first in the North, and he also said what I've been saying for the last 2 seasons, that Justin Fields, Justin Time, JF1, is a legit MVP candidate, regardless of what all the pundits are saying. What are you guys' thoughts on this?
We should trade Justin Fields. He's on the spectrum, and get us another quarterback in here, maybe like a Trey Lance or who else can we get in there?
Well, we got Bilbo Baggins.
We got Bilbo Baggins. Put Bilbo Baggins to number 1 because he's feared by NFL defenses after 2 preseason games.
Against the bums, playing against the threes. Did you see how PJ looked? PJ looked good playing against the same talent that Bilbo Baggins was playing against.
Yeah, PJ said, I'm tired of hearing this crap you are spewing every week about how I might be cut next week. Based on
when you take PJ, put him in a package deal with Fields. Get him up out of here.
Yeah, man. Trade him for a drop dead gorgeous quarterback off another team.
Somebody that can throw. I was watching I watched them other rookies who came in the league. I watched their preseason games. I seen them making bona fide throws from the pocket, accurate down the field. Who was the number 1? The Carolina quarterback, man, he's under all kind of
Ray Richardson.
He was dot.
Ray Richardson.
No damn Ray Richardson. Bryce Young.
Oh, Young looks good. Yeah, Richardson looks good too. Indianapolis. Richardson
looks like he's damn an offspring of Fields. That's how he was looking.
Richardson looks good, bro.
Looking like
they dropped 7 passes he threw last week. He throwing the ball so hard.
Yeah,
he's looking like Fields because he has nobody around him with talent. That's why he's
got
looking
no
like
touch. No, they actually have some okay receivers. They do. Their receivers ain't no straight bums in Indy.
Yeah, well, talent has more to do with receivers. You got to have the guys up front blocking. You got to have your star running back there. You got to have guys who can make plays. And they had those receivers you're talking about. They must have been playing the backups because they had 7 drops that he threw right into their breadbasket and they dropped it. So obviously something's not right.
Yeah, maybe you got a problem with his
not processing the catch.
Yeah, they ain't processing.
Yeah, they ain't processing the catch. He can't process the velocity. If he's throwing everything like a heat seeker.
Yeah, he's throwing it. Yeah,
a scud missile on a 3-yard pass.
You're a professional receiver. You got to catch that ball to find you a new job.
Yeah, work that jugs machine after practice.
Ace, I'm sure you agree with Palantino because you got the Bears at 14-3. Do you agree?
I changed that last week.
To what? You did
13-4.
Okay, all right. So Diesel, how are you feeling about Bears going from worst to first and still in the North and taking it and never giving it back?
Never giving it back.
No, I don't trust them at all. I don't trust them at all. Nope, not yet. No, sir. I don't trust Fields as the quarterback when it comes to passing the ball. The defense, I don't know if they can stop the run.
Yeah, he's on the spectrum.
I don't know if they can stop the run. The pass coverage looks good. And we got to see if they can get a regular pass rush from with the starters and stuff out there, because most of them ain't played in the preseason. So that's like a question mark. They don't look like they can stop the run, but again, we ain't seen all the starters on defense. No, I think Detroit and Minnesota will probably win the division.
Yeah,
I'll tell you what. Go ahead, Ace.
Minnesota had won 8 one-score games. You can't count on that for 2 seasons. Especially when you're ready
97.1.
1,500 yards.
In the morning, cool weekends.
FM. Bears.
And the Magnetic Monkey, 97.1.
Cool weekends in the morning. Oh, weekend long.
Big ups to the sponsors.
Big ups to our sponsors. And the
Dickie the Punchline Donkey on Cool 97.1.
Donkey Punch.
On the radio. In the morning.
FM.
Cool.
WQHG.
Cool weekends.
In the morning. On 97.1.
97.1.
Boiny in the butt.
97.1.
In the afternoon.
In the afternoon. Oh my God.
WQHG. Turn it on and rip the knob off.
You're listening to the radio.
Big ups to the sponsors, ladies and gentlemen. Big ups to the sponsors.
Yeah, weenie.
All right, we've done a lot of Justin Fields bashing and Chiefs
Shout out to
Pro
kids on the
Bowler.
spectrum.
Yeah, pickups. Chiefs Pro Bowler, perennial Pro Bowler, Chris Jones. He's threatening to hold out 8 weeks. I just want to give you guys some context on he's a 3-tech, all right? He's a 3-tech, and he had 15 and a half sacks last season, 9 in 2021, 8 in 2020, 9 in 2019. This is from a 3-tech.
Yeah.
15 and a half in 2018, 6 and a half in 17, and 2 as a rookie. He's unhappy. There's been some rumors, Ace, that your boy Ryan Poles, who has he comes from the Chiefs tree. They said Poles is working behind scenes to get this done, and the Chiefs may be willing to work with us. We got the draft capital, and they like Poles.
Yeah.
So talk to me, Ace. Would you make that move, and would you make that move now?
I'd make that move, and I'd make that move now. We got draft capital. We got some players we want to move as well. Hopefully we can get this done before the cut down day. So maybe we can have some news coming out as early as tomorrow as far as a trade being made and a deal being done. I wouldn't want to give them a lot of draft capital since we have to re-sign them, but I would definitely, as Poles is, be on the phones trying to make something happen for a 3 technique that has such devastating numbers as far as sacking the quarterback and pressuring the quarterback is concerned. And I get that deal done as early as tomorrow. So
yeah, I'd give him a 1. Most teams wouldn't because he's going to want so much money. But in our position, I would give him a 1 and then maybe like a 6. But that being said, I'm gonna throw it to you, Diesel, and then Ace, you can take it because I want to know if you would take if you want him, Diesel. That's Chris Jones for the Chiefs, the 3-tech, and also how do you think him holding out for 8 weeks, if he holds out that long, how's that going to affect Sideshow Bob's season?
I don't know. I don't think Chris Jones. Nah, it's not. It ain't worth it. It's not worth it. I mean, you could probably wait a couple of weeks to see how our D performs with the starters, and then see if you can use them, if it can make a difference. Depending on how we're projecting to be for this year. Then you can kind of see.
He had 16 sacks last season, Diesel, from the tackle position, which is the most important position in Fluce's system.
Yeah.
That's hard to freaking do. 16 sacks from the tackle. That's hard.
And he's done that twice in his 5-year career, 16 tackles. So he averages about 12 from that position. That's why he's holding out. He's like, pay me my goddamn money. He's like, I'm the quarterback on the other side of the field. You know what I mean?
And we're $20 million under the salary cap still. Give him our number 1 pick. Get him in the camp by next week, and let's go.
Yeah, I would.
Especially since you didn't take Jalen Carter.
But what you're gonna
guys like
what
me,
you're gonna have to trade for, but what you're gonna have to give up to get him. See,
Ace just said it. Our number 1 pick. I'm not giving up Carolina's pick. I'm giving up our number 1 pick, and then our rookie.
That's it.
Drafted.
No, I ain't even giving up that. Well,
no, I'll give him. I'll give him that rookie we just drafted. That rookie tackle everybody's happy on. Ace thinks he's the next Mean Joe Damn Green. Not just Ace though. All the Bears pundits.
No, I'm not giving him.
Yeah. See,
no, I don't think Kansas City ain't gonna let because if he gets to week 8, then what? He can be an unrestricted free agent after the season? Because it's like a holdout.
Nah,
right?
If he holds out, then he has his free agency extend. Like it don't get him close to the free agency, but he's just holding out to force their hand. But he said he'll hold out to week 8. I guess he'll go ahead and get back on the field because then they'd have to credit him for this season as playing.
Yeah.
Right. That's what I'm saying. So it basically get him a year played, but not having to do half of
the whole
work.
year. Right.
Okay.
Right.
So yeah, I don't think he's going nowhere. They ain't about to let, because they can put the free agent tag on his ass.
Let me tell you something.
Not the
Without
free agent,
him,
but the what's that? What's the shit they put on
franchise
you?
tag.
Franchise tag, yeah.
And he'll hold out again. But what I'm saying is, without him, the Chiefs, they will make the playoffs, in my opinion, but they won't be hosting any games, and they won't win the Super Bowl.
Yeah, that's a good possibility. Good possibility. But shit, in their minds, they may say, hey, let him hold out till week 8, less a chance of him getting hurt for the season. And we don't have him for the second half of the season if we can maintain and be like, 5-3.
Yeah, but you're going to have a disgruntled employee. Go ahead, Ace.
That's what losing franchises do. They won Super Bowls. That's what losing franchises do. They won Super Bowls. They want the guy out there playing. He's either playing or he's somewhere else, and we're moving on to the next season.
And I expect guys like Sideshow Bob to be out there in the front saying, get him signed, making noise in the media, but they don't do that. These modern day trophy generation, everybody gets a trophy. Nobody speaks out for a guy who they want to sign. Like if somebody came and said, man, we're going to give y'all $1 million to do Mouthpiece included. And they're like, but we don't want Diesel. And I'm like, well, you know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? And then I'm just like, okay, I'm just sitting back quiet. You know what I'm saying? That's the thing that gets me, that's the thing that gets me. And this guy's a Hall of Famer.
This is what we want. This is the deal. This is
if he don't play, I'm holding out. If he holds out 8 weeks, I'm holding out 8 weeks. Where's that from the colors in the locker room?
Oh, you're not gonna see that shit. They're gonna be like, he's his own man.
I got a Lamborghini payment to make. Fuck it out of your mind. I'm leasing. I just leased this damn Lamborghini.
My wife is white. She don't understand none of this shit.
He's like, I'm trying to make my own way.
It's a business now. You ain't too far coming. Right. Is you?
Hey, so how far y'all think the Chiefs will go if he comes in week 8? Before we put
it's going to be tough for him because the AFC is improving, and it's going to be tough for him defensively to get things done without him playing the first half of the season. But if Poles is on the phones, that deal's going to be made by Monday or Tuesday.
And I think he's going to give up that pick. So Trey Lance, as was mentioned in the chat, he went to Dallas for a 4th rounder. I was interested in signing him. I think I would have taken a flyer on him in the 4th round. I would have cut PJ, Ray, whatever the backup is we got. Or maybe traded him to, as part of this package. But I would have liked to have had Trey Lance as a backup, in Chicago. But what's your thoughts on that move in Dallas? Is Dak Prescott's time limited?
Oh, yeah, his time is limited, bro. He's like, how we talk about the little rascals, the way they turn the ball over?
Uh-huh.
He could be a version in the NFL. That fool got an uncanny ability to throw in interceptions, man.
But he supported the owners and the whole kneeling thing, and
that's how he got. That's how he got this far. That's how he got.
Sure is.
That's how he got that contract.
Yep, made that deal with the devil. Yep.
Yeah, but he on the clock, buddy. He on the clock because they've had a legitimate defense for the past couple of years. They've had wide receivers to go with them. They still do. Had wide receivers to go with them. At the least, they should have been getting to the championship game. And if you played well, but he's been the reason that they losing in those playoff games.
But they bringing him in. They already got this backup. What's the drop dead gorgeous? They had a drop dead gorgeous quarterback that came in last season and went like 6-0 when Dak got hurt.
I know who you're talking about.
Andy Dalton?
Not Dalton, the other guy.
No, but remember, and there was a whole thing about should they put Dak back in the lineup. So Dallas has a great quarterback room, bro.
Yeah.
But that guy is he's a backup. He's a very good backup. Yeah. He's a very good backup, but he's not a consistent starter. And it'd be hard to win with him in the playoffs for more than one game. More than one game.
Dak,
it's going to be
prediction.
hard.
Dak's going to end up in Minnesota. That's the type of flyers they like to get. Old quarterbacks like that who never won that.
He fit right in.
Yeah.
Just like the quarterback they got. What's the quarterback they got? And Addison. I keep telling y'all, that's the receiver who played with old boy Caleb from USC. The Minnesota got him to go out.
Did y'all see that play Caleb made? He dropped the snap, and they was coming at him, and he threw a bomb. This was the other day, and threw it for a touchdown. Bro, this dude is a freak of nature, man.
I told you.
Yeah, he's I didn't look when I talked to y'all when we were talking last week. I didn't even realize the fool had won the Heisman last year.
Yes, I should have won it 2 years straight.
I didn't even realize that he had won the Heisman. And I was like,
and he scored and did the Heisman pose too. I like that. You know, he did the Heisman pose. I don't think the NFL is going to be competitive enough for him personally. I think he needs to find some other league. I don't think there's enough talent in the NFL to keep him interested.
Well, there's actually, they made a good point that I didn't even realize. Because of those NIL deals now, these top recruits who perform while they're at school and they live up to their expectations
could make more than the rookie contracts.
They're not even that pro in their head to come out the draft.
Correct.
Because they're already got some money. You know,
some of them are making more money than they would on their rookie contract. Now, Trey Lance, like number one overall. I mean, yeah.
2-point-something million.
But you can still those deals with those corporations. If I had a big contract in college, an NIL deal, and they put the players' names on their ats. They're putting in college. They're putting their handles, their internet handles on their jerseys instead of their family names. I wish my son would. I slap the shit out of him and his family. But
that's
when
what
I'm saying
is doing in Colorado.
Yeah. But what I'm saying is but these are if I got a deal with McDonald's, a big NIL deal with Nike, and I'm in college and I go pro, they should still be advertising with me. I don't think I would lose that money. So I don't understand the process.
I ain't sure, but I know they're saying that a lot of the top guys, they're not as inclined to come out as direct as they would before because
they're not thirsty. Same thing with the WNBA. They said the WNBA players are definitely making more money if you had a major school with a big NIL. Yes. Yeah.
But I mean, you're looking at a particular sport, like the NFL number 1 draft picks. Their salaries are slotted, so they know what they're going to make pretty much if they get drafted in the first round.
They can't get like they used to get before they made that scale. They could pay that top pick X amount, and they like, what the hell? And the 3rd or 4th pick, they'll be mad because they're like, man, y'all gave him this, and they would be holding out until they made that rookie wage scale. So now when you get drafted, it's pretty much you're gonna get right around this amount.
Right. But see, now if you don't get in the first round, you don't know what you're gonna make. So if you're making that more money in college, you're inclined to stay there for another year. Or if you're a WNBA player and you're not gonna make any money in the WNBA, so what would incline you to come out and go to the WNBA? I stay in college as long as I got eligibility.
Hey, listen to this. I'm just gonna give a real quick thing on some of these, what their money they're getting for these NILs, the top ones. You had Bronny James. Of course, this is before he had the heart complications.
Oh, he's got surgery though. They found out what the issue is, and it's fixable, and they say he's gonna be good. Yeah,
he was getting $7.6 million on his NIL deal. Arch Manning, who just coming to Texas this year, and
Ace got a picture with him.
I don't think he's gonna start.
Ace got a pitch. Ace family member play offensive line for him. He blocked him for him.
$3.7 million. Caleb is getting $3.2 million this year. Mikey, I think it's Mikey Williams of Memphis, getting $3.6 million. Louisiana State.
Can you imagine being in college, man, earning $3.6 million? You're already living off the fat of the land, and you got an extra $3 million come in, Ace.
Oh, damn! This is a female. Hey, this is a female.
Want me to buy you lunch?
She's getting $3.2 million. Man, I think she's like gymnastics or something. I don't even think she's a.
Moultrie said Lonzo Ball got tattoo removed, big baller, because he ain't big balling not for a while. I'm going to read you guys 2 trades. Okay, and then we want to see what you guys like. The Bears traded the number 3. The 67th pick and the 111th pick, as well as a 2018 3rd round pick to move up 1 spot to go nab Mitch Trubisky. Now San Fran, they gave up a number 12 pick in 2021, a first and a third round pick in 2022, and another first round pick in 2023 to get Trey Lance. To get Trey Lance. The Dolphins were able to get Jalen Waddle, Tyreek Hill, and Bradley Chubb with the draft capital they got. Which one of those drafts are worse to you guys? I'll start. I'm saying the Trubisky move was the worst.
No.
Let me explain why. Let me make my case. You only moved up one spot.
Yeah.
The team you traded all of that capital to didn't want the guy you wanted anyway. You know, so you gave away a whole lot of stuff for no reason. That's why I say that was the dumbest move in sports history. But go ahead. I'm going to hear you guys take.
Well, that team, they took that pick and they didn't make a good move after that one either. So, which it still happens to be San Francisco. So I don't know what Lynch has got going on over there in San Fran, but you know, the move to
they're winning. That's what.
Yeah, they're winning, but they could have had Micah Parsons, they could have had Waddle, they could have had a whole bunch of players instead of moving up to get Trey Lance. Apparently, they've got a great scouting department, so they can find players. That's not their problem, but to give up all that draft capital for one player that, you know, you weren't even sure of, no, thank you.
Yeah, we gave up 1, 2, 3, 4 picks to move up one spot for a team that already had 2 quarterbacks because we were in fear that they would take our guy. But go ahead, DJ.
I'm gonna call it a push. Both of them were horrible.
Stupid.
Both of them, because if you look at the players, I know it's hindsight. You look at the QBs taken after Trubisky. Look at Trey Lance. He can't even stay healthy. You can't even really evaluate this guy. You can't even
evaluate him, yeah.
They probably evaluating him on what they see in practice when he's playing, and that's bad.
Practice.
If you're not performing well when they're doing their drills and things, and they can see you, and then they say, "Hey, you just gonna let this guy go?" For whatever reason, though, they found a horseshoe and got lucky and got Purdy for basically nothing. So we don't need this guy. This dude projects better than this dude done shown us he can play in the playoffs. And this guy, he can't even stay healthy to evaluate him in a regular game.
Purdy, Mr. Irrelevant.
Yeah, both of them was horrible.
It was just dumb for both of them was dumb. I agree. They were both dumb. Like I just never understood why we did all that to move when we knew. I would have told San Fran, draft that guy, draft Trubisky, and then we'll make a trade for you for one of your quarterbacks or whatever. But ain't no way in hell I'm giving up all that.
And we got Watson and Mahomes coming. We can get at the
man.
And
we could have traded down.
At least Trubisky projects to be a backup quarterback where he could probably play 10 years in the league total.
You don't think Trey Lance gonna be around, bro? Like you just said, he ain't even really had a chance to play.
He stay hurt, man. He gonna get a deal from he with the Cowboys, right?
Yeah.
So I think he got 2 years left on his rookie deal.
I think, yeah. But they can cut him.
Right. So when that deal, but it's cheap. You ain't gonna cut him. It's such a cheap deal. You ain't gotta hardly pay him much, right?
12th round pick.
If he don't project to do nothing, he gonna be a free agent. He might get another contract. But like I said, his projection is limited if he don't show nothing.
Mm-hmm.
Trubisky shown he could be a backup if nothing else.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so both of them lost to me.
So Dizzo's on the fence. Ace said that for San Fran, because he's a homer, San Fran had the worst deal, and I said the Bears. I was going to go on a rant. This is a new segment, you guys. So if there's anything you guys want to rant about, we just don't have time for my rant today. I'm going to present this rant to you guys next week. And what I'm doing is juxtaposing Russell Wilson, the dirty black guy who dances with his wench, Sierra, and Aaron Rodgers and Aaron Rodgers' career. I'm gonna go on a rant about that next week. But let's go ahead and and if you guys ever have a rant that something's just really grinding your gears and you want to sit here and go on a personal rant on the show, let me know. We'll set that up and we'll cut our cameras off and let you rant. because I mean, some of this stuff is just ignorant that we're dealing with here. But this rant will take too long, and we're running out of time. So let's go ahead and hop on our topic: black bowling, short history. This is something, I used to watch bowling for a little while, believe it or not, coming up as a shorty, man. It would be entertaining watching the PBA sometimes. Nobody really looked like me out there. But black bowlers have been playing and enjoying the sport of bowling for centuries. They face many barriers and challenges due to racial discrimination and segregation. For most of the 20th century, black bowlers were excluded from many bowling alleys, tournaments, and leagues that were run by the American Bowling Congress and the Women's International Bowling Congress. So the two dominant national bowling organizations of the time. In response to this injustice, black bowlers created their own spaces and organizations to promote and celebrate their skill and passion for the game. The most notable example was the National Negro Bowling Association, which was founded on August 20th, 1939 in Detroit by a group of black men and women. The NNBA later changed its name to the National Bowling Association, the TNBA. So I think we may have had the NBA name before the NBA. To the TNBA in 1944 after opening its doors to non-white bowlers. The TNBA is still active today with over 23,000 members and hundreds of leagues nationwide. And if I were them, I would file a cease and desist against the NBA for the naming rights. Black bowlers also fought for civil rights and social justice, both on and off the lanes. They pressured the ABC and the WIBC to remove racial barriers, which were finally removed in the 1950s. They also participated in protests and boycotts against segregated bowling alleys and businesses. Some black bowlers even used their fame and influence to advocate for causes such as education, healthcare, and voting rights. These millennials and whoever came after them feel like LeBron James and D Wade are the only ones who have misgendered children. Black bowlers have also achieved remarkable feats and honors in the sports of bowling, breaking records and making history. So I'm just going to go through four notables and then we'll talk about it. J. Elmer Reed, he founded the National Bowling NBA in 1939, the first and largest national organization for black bowlers. You had a female out there, Miss Emma Webb, who became the first black woman to win a national bowling title in 1957. So after they opened it up to her, she went in there and spanked that tail. When she won the Women's International Bowling Congress, all events championship. George Branham III, who became the first black bowler to win a Professional Bowlers Association, which is a PBA title in 1986. I used to watch bowling. And later became the first black bowler to win a PBA major tournament, the Tournament of Champions in 93. And finally, Kim Terrell Kearney, who became the second black woman to win a national bowling title in 2002 when she won the USBC Queens and later became the first black woman to be inducted into the USBC Hall of Fame. So I just wanted to talk to you guys, man, about, challenges and why you think, because I know we go bowling, we like to go bowling socially and drink and eat pizza and stuff like that. But black bowling, what's going on, Why ain't we doing it? I like to bowl.
Okay, so I'll give you like a brief history with me. So I used to, well, my dad, and this is actually when I stayed in California, when I was real little, when we had moved out to California in the Bay Area. And my dad, he used to bowl league all the time. So we used to go to the bowling alley, watch them bowl. I try to play video games and stuff. But
was you going to Starlight? Was you going to the Starlight Bowl on 87?
This is in California, bro.
Oh, okay.
But bowling alleys, they used to have a distinct smell when you walk into them back then in the 70s. You smell it like just a distinct smell. So, but as I got older, and then I started bowling a little bit, like later years of grammar school back here, and then when I got into high school, started bowling, and so I was always watching. The Marshall Holman was my favorite, Earl Anthony, Mark Roth, all those guys, I used to watch them. George Branham came up, I believe, in the mid to late 80s, because I would see him occasionally, because you would only see who made the telecast. So it would usually be like 5 people, you know,
Right.
the first 2, the next, and then whoever advanced to the championship guy. But I would see George Branham occasionally, and George Branham was a legit good bowler, a legit good bowler. He stayed on the tour. He was competitive.
It should be an Olympic event. Surprised it's not.
And probably because, like you're saying, the previous type of, you know, we see this racism in a lot of different sports, is why you didn't see more Black folks bowling professionally. You fast forward into like
we didn't even have any alleys. That's what I'm saying. There was, you think about the one on 87th. That's, you know, I think about how many Black bowling alleys there were, bro, where we were welcome.
Well, listen to this. So on 75th, right by 75th in Michigan, used to be Park Manor Ball. So we used to, that's in my neighborhood. So we were in there all the time, either playing the video games or bowling.
Yeah, the video games.
Throughout my high school years, right? And the bowling alley, it ended up getting closed down. So you got Starlight and
then you had
a few others.
127, but that was all. But that's always been on
came
whites.
later. So the main,
and that was whites.
One of the main ones was Evergreen Bowl.
Yeah.
Right behind the plastic.
But that's
right
Evergreen, right? They didn't want you out there. Please.
Now listen to this. So
it's league night. Get out of here, Mooly. Remember that, Ace? We're having a league tonight. There's no Moolies tonight. Go ahead.
When I get out the service, because I was bowling when I was in the service too. When I get out, and my dad, I was like, man, you know what? We should go join a league. He was like, all right, let's do it. We go to Evergreen. Boom.
Dad's process.
Join a league, bowling there. I kid you not. The city, now remember, and this is in the 90s, that city of Evergreen, though, once you cross Western, is white. You know, Blacks were slowly trying to.
Yeah, that's what we said. Yes, Oakland and Evergreen. Yes, they don't want you out there.
Predominantly white. They closed that bowl. They district voted to close. Bowling alley stayed packed. Weekly leagues, open bowling.
The community voted to close it because too many darkies was coming out there.
Closed it and turned it into a damn office. Kid you not, bro. They closed that bowling alley, and it wasn't because of money, and it wasn't because of trouble coming across. Because people knew that you mess around across Western, you know, you
going to jail.
Anyway. Yes.
Yeah. Well, Ace, let me hear your take, and then both of y'all. But I'm gonna throw it to Ace real quick. Ace, why are we, you know, not bowling, and what's the benefits? I want y'all to kind of go into that, because you were just talking about how you played. I played as young. I mean, keeps us off the street. You know, we could have a Jackie Robinson bowling league or something, or name it after Branham. But Ace, I'm gonna throw it to you.
It's just a sport that our skill level wasn't accepted or wanted. And there weren't many bowling alleys, just like there's not a lot of weren't a lot of golf courses we had access to as youths that we can go in and learn the skill of bowling and golf and compete at a high level. Because, you know, as we compete at a high level in anything, we're going to take it over. So we're competing in the PBA. You know, I used to watch it on television too, but there weren't a lot of people that looked like me competing on Wide World of Sports or on Pro Bowlers Association.
Yeah.
And you're watching the sport, and it looks like something that, you know, we can do. I mean, you know, it's just a matter of twisting the ball.
You don't have to have a 40-foot vertical or run a 4.3 40.
Yeah. So, you know, as there were not a lot of bowling alleys in our neighborhoods, just like I said, not a lot of golf courses, it was just something we were shut out of. And there's bowling scholarships now, just like there's a lot of golf scholarships available to kids to go through college. And we're still being shut out of these particular sports for XYZ reasons. Everybody wants to hit the long ball or, you know, score a touchdown nowadays. So, you know, it's just something that we have to get into.
It's not.
But you You remember when we
that
real
hard
quick?
to
You
get
remember
into.
when we covered NASCAR? Real quick, and I'm gonna throw it to you, Diesel. When we covered NASCAR, this is gonna sound familiar. Black bowlers are often overlooked or ignored by the media and sponsors, and face stereotypes and prejudices from peers and fans. Sounds like NASCAR. The sponsors don't even want you out, your black ass out there, Diesel. But go ahead.
Well, one good thing is now. So again, I watch bowling a lot. You know, probably more so than the average sports guy like us, and not really on the PBA. There's a few on the PBA. There's this one I used to see, actually, the lady that you mentioned, Mercer, that you mentioned, Kim. Her name used to be Kim Canadian.
Emma Webb or Kim Terrell Kearney.
Yeah, it was actually Kim. It was Kim Terrell, I believe.
Yeah, she got married to
and
Kearney.
then she got
Terrell
married,
Kearney.
but she used to have a smooth delivery, and she used to be on TV like every week with the women. Every week, she was consistently in the money for whatever that tournament was. Each
1
week.
through 10. How would you rate her? I don't mean bowling. I mean dime piece.
She was at least an 8, at least. She's attractive, and I think she's from Detroit.
See, shame on America, man. They wonder why the bowling is down, but go ahead. You know, the viewership is down. They don't know what they're doing.
But they don't hardly show the women as much as they show the men. So there's certain channels you can go and you'll catch the women bowling. So what I found out is they show a lot of the collegiate bowlers on that same kind
More
of channels.
females. Yeah.
Yeah, they show a lot more of the female. And I'll say this, I see more black, I see some female teams that are usually competing, and most of that team will be black. And these are like the top collegiate teams that are battling. And some of even the teams that are predominantly more white, they'll have 2 and 3 sisters on the team, or even Hispanics too. So it's a good thing that you're seeing is more starting to be more inclusive with minorities. Now, I don't ever see
they're
the
saying
men
viewership
collegiate
is
bowl.
down, period, whether it's black,
Oh, yeah.
whites.
Oh yeah,
Why
it's
is
very.
that? They're saying because the kids don't care. They're looking at
Well,
computers.
they took it off of the major networks. Like you used to see it on like
ABC.
we used to see it ABC growing up.
Wild World of Sports. That's what they said. Yeah.
Well, you know, ESPN, ABC, they're all under the same ownership. Disney,
Disney.
pretty much, right?
Yeah. We
So
don't know what's in Disney's heart.
it switched to like ESPN,
All those white characters.
and you'll occasionally see it on ESPN, but now you see it on like Fox Sports, but one of the other channels, and it's only usually the men. The females you'll see on like one of the other like CBS channels. That's where
They should have pink balls for the females. Put me in charge.
That's where I usually see the females competing. But yeah, and then you know a lot of there's been a lot more interest with bowling because of the 2-hand style. It's no longer the traditional just one hand.
Oh, no?
No, sir, boy. They throw them.
They used to
2
tell me
hands
not
like-
to do that. Yeah, when I learned how to bowl at Drop Dead Gorgeous at my high school, right across the street from Borough Bowl, you know, we used to, in our gym class, when bowling came, we'd go across the street, you know what I'm saying, and bowl during gym class. I got pretty good, man. You know what I'm saying? It was fun. It was a good introduction to the game. Never could get that ball to curve, though. You know what I'm saying? I just needed somebody to show me. Yeah, I couldn't get that curve, but I was decent. I knew where to hit it, where I could be decent. And then a good game for me would be like, I think my highest game was like 239 or something like that. I got lucky. I was hot one day.
Yeah, my friend, he was my best friend in the service. You know, he stayed in Washington. We both
Was he black?
He's from
Was
Detroit.
he black? All right. That don't mean he was black. You think there's no white people in Detroit?
Like as if that mattered. If he was black,
Kid Rock. Well,
he was.
it does matter.
We used to bowl all the time. So when I quit bowling when my dad passed. I stopped bowling.
Rest up.
I didn't want to do it no more. He still bowls, right? And he got a lot better. And he like our age, but he done got a lot better. I done seen tapes of him where he put it on Facebook where he done threw. I done seen
them black bowling leagues is big in Chicago, bro. I'm talking about the
300s within the past few years.
Yeah,
the past
bro,
few years.
It's some talent. That'd be something to work for YouTube channel, Diesel. You go to them black bowling tournament, or somebody does. I'm not in because, bro, it's dying out now because the youth don't really care. there, but like your generation, your dad's generation,
They're making money.
man, they used to be in it. Yeah, and
There's
they
a-
playing some
Hey,
serious
there's some very outstanding black bowlers. Man, if you guys were like at the houses, because Borough, when they closed Evergreen, most of the leagues from Evergreen moved to Borough. Most of
and
them
those
went to
people in Blue
Borough.
Island didn't want you either. But go ahead.
And
We don't know
but
what's
there's
going on.
some really good bowlers. Hey, there was this one guy, he made it PBA. He was this good. And I think the damn dude died this year, man. He's only a few years older than us. Left-handed black guy, Billy Oatman. Billy
Southpaw.
Oatman. He was from Chicago. I didn't even know he was from Chicago. Man, I seen him
that's
on
his
TV.
fault.
I seen him on TV. Left-handed dude, man. He was just a regular talented, like his mechanics. It was like sometimes you see natural mechanics in the sport.
I know what you're talking about.
You don't really got to teach him too
You
much.
saying like
know
a
what I mean?
baseball swing, like a
Yeah,
baseball
it's just
swing.
natural.
Yeah,
Just like
yeah.
he had a natural left hand swing. Man, that fool was on-
like Fields' throwing motion.
Yeah, you don't want to teach that. That's not natural. You don't want to teach that.
Hey, Diesel, keep going, but then wrap it up into your final words, and I'm gonna throw it to Ace.
Okay.
Final
But
words.
yeah, Billy, look this guy up, Billy Oatman. He was from Chicago. I think he got cancer and he died this year. But that dude could bowl his butt off, man. And I watched one black guy, this was a few years ago. His name is Gary Faulkner
Pookie Faulkner
Jr. He won a PBA. I think it was a major. You know, they had like 4 majors in the PBA. And I think he's a left-hander. Man, he killed him. Now, I ain't really seen him on a TV show since he won that one tournament. But man, and he's like smooth delivery, everything. Gary Faulkner Jr. and Billy Oatman, look those two up. They could really throw. And there's one female. She's real young. She's a two-handed bowler, a sister.
I can't think. I came across her name in the research. I forgot to go ahead.
She's kind of tall. She's kind of tall. Man, I seen her and I was like, man, let me see how she bowled. Man, I seen her. She did the 2 hands and came up like, I was like, damn, she got. I mean, if 2-hand could be considered a natural swing, it looked natural when I seen her doing it. I was like, damn. I was like, I'm gonna have to get her name and kind of keep following her along her career because she can't be. If she's 18, barely. So she got some years in front of her to improve. But yeah, it's a lot of good black bowlers out there, man. You just never see them on that professional level. You just don't see that, man. And I'm not sure why. I don't know why. Because bowling isn't. It's not that.
Because we've been blackballed, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, it deters you, you know. But I mean, hell, they deter us on all the sports. So if you like it, do it.
Do it.
Don't let them.
Yeah.
Don't let them stop you.
Yeah. You got to deal with some shit to deal with it, but you're right. Do it. All right, bro. Yeah, we got to roll into the self-love show. I appreciate you being here and your final words. And Ace, we're going to throw it to you for your final words on today's show.
I just want to read a little bit on Billy Oatman. A foreign PBA exempt tour player, started his professional career at age 40.
Is he black?
Yes.
All right.
Passed away earlier this week due to complications of a stroke. He was 57.
Rest up. Wow.
Survived by his daughter Taylor and his father William. Chicago native won the Harry Golden PBA Rookie of the Year award in 2006, 2007.
Wow.
Become the first black player to win the award at age 41.
Wow.
Oatman was the oldest recipient of the award. Though he never captured a PBA Tour title, Oatman's impact on bowling transcended far beyond his resume. Billy was one of those guys, he was just infectious, says George Wooten, a bowling writer of 25 years. He got that 1,000-watt smile. Leroy Johnson, a fellow Chicago bowler, 9 years Oatman senior, said he first met Oatman when Oatman was 15 or 16. His mother would bring him around and talking as if he was going to be the next biggest thing. Johnson said, we had our doubts, but we soon learned. So it's just a matter of, taking your kid around people that bowl, people that have the experience bowling, that could teach him or get them into bowling classes, or if your kid's interested, or if he's not interested, just exposing them to different things that maybe they can capitalize on. And
well, that's Ace. That's how they
grow into.
learn. They used to come out with their parents to the bowling alleys while the parents was in the league, and then the kids in the game room and stuff. But
Yeah.
you're right. Go ahead, bro. Yeah.
Yeah. The parents aren't coming out anymore. They're out partying. They're at
Out
the club.
partying. That's
Yeah,
it.
yeah.
Yeah. That's the only thing we
so-
can do.
So, if you don't want to go out and bowl, if you don't want to go out and golf, if you don't want to go out and shoot billiards, if you don't
Take
want
your
to
kids to the club, to the nightclub with you.
don't take them to the damn nightclub. Take them somewhere before you go to the nightclub. Dedicate a couple hours to your kids, getting the ability to learn a skill other than dancing and twerking and shaking their rear end.
And pushing buttons on their phone.
Pushing buttons on their phone, looking at the TV screen. Dedicate some time to your kids learning some skills other than, like I said, boop, 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 boop. And, hopefully it'll make that next generation wiser, smarter, more skilled, more talented. So that's my final word on this week of Black Bowling. It doesn't have to be bowling. There's so many skills that kids can learn to get them academic and scholarships to go to college, or just to explore the world. Just give them an opportunity, and that's it for me. Shout out to Billy Oatman, Black Bowler, Chi-Town. Rest up. Can't hear you, fool.
You're muted.
My bad. I was looking them up. They got a bunch of articles on them, but I didn't see a Wikipedia on them. I was trying to see what high school that brother
Man,
went to.
he was, if you'd have seen him when they competed, because I've seen him a few times on TV in PBA tours on TV, the finals, and he made it like one time he made it like to the championship game or the game before the championship game. And man, it's like they all loved him, all of the announcers and the crowd. It's just like he was like an infectious kind of guy.
Yeah.
And they had told stories that, he used to go around pot bowl. That's what a lot of black bowlers who are real good do. They'll travel city to city, state to state in different little regional tournaments.
Right.
But then they'll
Chitlin
pot bowl against people. And
Right.
he talked about times where his friends, they got chased out of bowling alleys because they beating these white people for their money.
Yeah.
And then they get mad. They want to kill you.
Yeah.
But
just like gang members.
Yeah. If you want to
You go to one of their gambling parties and take all their money, it's gonna be a shooting. Rest up
Billy Oatman.
Billy Oatman.
Rest up, Takeoff. Hey, somebody look up his see if y'all can find his high school. Let me get my final words because we're running into the next show. So let me get my final words off. All right, y'all. That's all for today's episode of Mouthpiece Included. We hope you enjoyed today's analysis of Black bowling history. It's a hold on, Ace. We hope you enjoyed our analysis of Black bowling history. It's a fascinating and important topic that deserves more attention and appreciation. Black bowlers have been playing and enjoying the sport for centuries, but we've also faced several barriers and challenges due to racial discrimination and segregation in the United States. We've created our own spaces and organizations and promoted and celebrated our skills and passion for the game. We've also fought for civil rights and social justice, both on and off the lanes. We've achieved remarkable feats and honors in the sport of bowling, breaking records and making history. And we've inspired generations of kegglers to follow their dreams and overcome their challenges, which was said today. Diesel saying, man, don't, just like, anything you do, you're in the Navy, they telling you can't swim and do that, just do it. Black bowlers have a rich history and culture that deserves to be celebrated and shared with the world. If you want to know more about Black bowling history, you can check out some of the sources that were used for today's show. The National Bowling Association, the first and largest national organization for Black bowlers. Black Bowling History, a website that provides information and resources on Black bowling history. George Branham III, a biography of the first Black bowler to win a PBA major tournament. And Kim Terrell Kearney, a biography of the first Black woman to be inducted into the USBC Hall of Fame. She's in white heaven. If you like this episode, please subscribe, like, and share on your favorite platform. If you have any questions, comments, or feedback, go ahead and drop a comment below. And don't forget to bring your mouthpiece. Until next time, keep rolling, keep shining. All right? Keep rolling and keep shining.
Mouthpiece.
TATN. Y'all find out what high school he went to, man?
Oh shit!
I was looking, I couldn't find it, man.
Yeah, it's truth out. They don't have a Wikipedia on them. That's all right. We'll see if we can get it.
I know he got
anybody
190 career 300 games.
Wow.
4 of them doing regular PBA tournaments, and the others were probably in regional and league type play that's still sanctioned. But he had 190 in his career.
Balling, peggling.
Wow. And I never heard his name, and he's from my city until Ace mentioned him. Travesty. That's a travesty. All right. So if you ever find yourself, out there dipping, you might be sliding through the great city of Chicago, South Side, Southeast Side, Inglewood area. You might even be on the left coast over here, dipping down Florence, heading towards Normandy. Big ups, Reginald Denny. You better have your head on a swivel. You better be checking your 6. TATN. Better check that blind spot. Got your grill.
Knuckle up.
Mouthpiece included.
TATN. Knuckle up.
TATN. Better guard your grill. TATN.
And don't forget to.
Don't forget it, baby.
Mouthpiece included.
Stay tuned for the Self-Love Show. We're covering what's New Orleans Endgame live immediately after today's show. Next week, we're going to cover Flashback a Week in the history of FG rivalries. Okay, knuckle up. Got your grill, knuckle up, and don't forget to.
Don't forget it, baby.
Don't forget to. Don't forget to bring your mouthpiece.
Right.
Like that? Like that?